topic, anywhere, any chapter, properties are very important when you are learning the subject. So in today's class, we'll try to discuss about properties of integers. But before that, in the last class, after discussing multiplication, we didn't discuss division of integers. So let us try to cover the division of integers and then move to the properties of integers, right? My name is Avinash and I'm a graduate from IIT Kharagpur. Let's start today's session. So in the last class, when we were discussing about multiplication, I told you a few things about the signs, how the sign will change to positive or a negative. When you have a negative, even number of times, you will get positive. When you have negative odd number of times, you will get negative. Odd number of times, you get negative. Okay. Minus 3 into some value will be 27. I know that 3 into 9 is 27. We know that. We know 3 into 9 is 27. The point here is minus 3 into which value will give 27, that's okay. But what is that sign we need to discuss? If you have only which is odd number of times, your final answer should be negative, but your final answer is positive. Your final answer is positive, so definitely you should have two negatives. Minus 3 into minus 9 is equal to 27. Minus 3 into minus 9 is equal to 27. The next point is 5 into which value gives you minus 35. First of all, leave that negative. You know that 5 into 7 is 35, correct? What is that negative value now? Here we have negative, so one out of these two should be negative. So 5 into minus 7 is equal to minus 35. 5 into minus 7 is equal to minus 35. Okay. Next, which number into 8 will give you 56? 7 into 8 is 56. 7 into 8 is 56. So you have a negative here. It is enough to say that the number is 7. No need to keep one more negative. Right? Here 132. So 11 into 12 is 132. 11 into 12 is 132. You have positive. Positive means you should have at least two negatives. If you have one negative, that will not work. We need to have two negatives. So one is minus 12 and one is minus 11. So minus 11 into minus 12 is equal to 132. Minus 11 into minus 12 is equal to 132. Correct? Okay. So let's move forward for the next one, that is a division of integers. And the sign scheme, the positive and negative changes, wherever we are having the multiplication, the same properties, the same kind of calculations will appear in division. That means when you're dividing two positive numbers, just like multiplication of two positive, you will again get a positive number. But if you have one positive and one negative, so you'll get a negative. Multiplication also we are getting the same thing, right? Negative divided by positive, that is also negative. Negative divided by negative, that is very important. Negative divided by negative, just like negative into negative. Negative into negative is positive. So negative divided by negative is also positive. Okay, this last thing is very important. Just like multiplication, negative into negative is positive. In the same way, negative divided by negative is also positive. Okay. So the next one, 100 divided by 5. These are all the general positive numbers. What is 100 divided by 5? 20. 100 divided by 5 is 20. 81 divided by 9 is 9. 125 by 25 is 5. 80 by 5 is 16. 64 by 16 is equal to 4. Okay, so all these numbers, all these calculations are easy. Just straightforward, positive numbers. But now, we need to discuss with negative values also, correct? So let us try to discuss with the negatives. We have one negative. We have negative by negative divided by positive. Negative divided by positive. Positive by negative. Positive by negative. Negative by negative. So we have different combinations, okay? First thing, you try to understand all this. Positive by positive is positive. All these values are positive, correct? Positive by negative, positive by negative, positive by negative will give you negative. So these two are negative values. Okay, we'll come back to that. Don't worry about this. In the same way, Negative by negative will give you positive. So this is a positive answer. So in that way, let us try to discuss the answers for this one.